that day for letting go becomes a day for promotion in your life. I'll be back after this break.
Success Tower.
Checkmate. Hello. Do you have an idea what next big strategic move you can make to move your life to the next level of success? You may be a very good secretary, a very good accountant, a very competent lawyer on your own. But it's another level of success entirely when you can get 10, 50, or 1,000 people to cooperate with you to achieve your objectives. We call that leadership. Now, I have an idea what strategic move you can make to move your life to the next level of success. And it's for you to get a copy of the book, Multiply Your Success, Lead.
Multiply Your Success, Lead. In this book, you will learn how to turn loose your ability to inspire others, transform your organization, solve problems better and faster than before, multiply your effectiveness, and become a change champion in your nation. To order for Multiply Your Success, Lead, please call 0805-4454-466 or 0808-4444-466. Multiply Your Success, Lead by Sam Adeyemi, a life-transforming tool that you need to succeed.
Success Tower.
Welcome back. This is Success Power. We are discussing the power of forgiveness. A man by the name Johann Lavata once said, "He who has not forgiven an enemy has never yet tasted one of the most sublime enjoyments of life." How sweet. Anyone who has never forgiven before has never tasted one of the most sublime enjoyments of life. Listen. The intangible part of you, the invisible part of you, is more powerful than your visible part. Your true worth or value as a human being is on your intangible part. Your physical body is not worth much. Almost 70% of it is water. The real part of you, the important part of you, is the invisible part. Now, unforgiveness, being an invisible thing, impacts on your invisible part. And wealth, real wealth, the major part of a truly wealthy man's wealth is intangible. So, unforgiveness affects us much more than we realize. I remember that in our first broadcast on this topic, I referred to a story. The story of a man who forgave his servant a lot of money, a huge debt, but the same servant refused to forgive his co-worker. The boss said when he heard that this man that he forgave such a large amount of money refused to forgive somebody else a small amount of money, the boss said, "Bring him back." He said, "Now, throw him in jail until he has paid everything that he owes." And what I observed there was that the offenses of this man that had been forgiven before were recalled, were restored when he refused to forgive somebody else. Now, let me say this, and it's very important. The law of sowing and reaping impacts on this principle of forgiveness. If you forgive, you will be forgiven. If you harbor bitterness, somebody is going to give it back to you. In fact, if you don't forgive, some people who forgave you before will recall your offenses. That's how it works. It's a spiritual principle, you know. So I am encouraging. If you want to enjoy your life, have peace of mind. You want to go to bed, you know, feeling free. You want to enjoy your sleep. You want to go to bed not harboring any grudge against anybody. Develop the capacity for forgiveness. And you know how it works. To build an habit or to cultivate an habit, you just do it over and over and over and over and over again. That's all. So from here on, anyone who hurts you, just say, I forgive you. Even if you don't feel like doing it, remember, it's not the decision first and then the action. It's the action first, then the decision and the feelings. Your feelings will follow your decision. You have made the choice to forgive, especially when you say it out, it resolves it. You will enjoy quality of life. You know, many people think that it's quantity that determines the measure of life. It's not. The quantity is important, but the quality is more important. Some people have big houses, but they don't have good sleep. Okay? That's important. What's the point in having a lot of money and not having peace of mind or not having good health? So the quality part is very important. And I'm saying that when you walk in forgiveness, you will enjoy good quality of life. You will have peace of mind. Your heart will have the capacity to contain joy. You will have fulfillment. You know, that thing that most people find it very difficult to define, but when they find it, they recognize it. It's what every human being is looking for. Fulfillment. You will enjoy contentment. Okay? You let go of everyone who's ever hurt you, and you will watch yourself flow right to the top, because there'll be nothing hindering you and there'll be nothing to puncture your balloon on the way up. I want to encourage us to rebuild some of the bridges that we have burnt, because they were never meant to be burnt or destroyed in the first place. I mean that some relationships are for destiny. Some people have been just appointed by destiny to be door openers for us, to have influence on our lives. But through unforgiveness or bitterness, some of those relationships are no longer there in our lives. We need to forgive and just rebuild some old bridges. You don't want to cut what you can untie. Sometimes we're so bitter that we make permanent decisions on events that were meant to be temporary in our lives. There is no point cutting something that we can untie. I mean, sometimes we really take it to the extent that it's difficult to mend. So it would help a lot if we learn to forgive. Relationships are important. Relationships are very important. Let me talk about the dynamics within the family. Someone said that the reason why God gives you a family is to prepare you for an enemy. And I think that was Dr. Mike Murdock. In other words, some of the most extreme emotions that we experience in this life happen within our families. They happen within the context of family, because that's where we live closest to people, interact closest to other people. And some people just never ever get to break free from the bitterness that they experience from their family. I want to encourage the viewer that family is meant for loving. The place where the foundation for love should be laid in the life of everyone in this world is the family. And if we can't deal with our family